Good afternoon, dear student. Hope all of you are well at home and staying at home, stay safe. So, today we are going to start a new topic and the new chapter, and the chapter is chemical reaction, and it is unit number 9 and it is of chemistry. Okay. So, you already studied about the valency and molecular formula, that is all clear. So, in our surrounding, we live on earth, in our surrounding there are many chemical processes, they are being carried out, it is going on. Okay. In our daily life, okay, we see different things like burning of candle, okay, you are burning matchstick, you are in this hot summer season, you use ice, you use refrigerator, and where you keep water, and after some time it becomes ice, and that ice if you bring out and keep on sun, it converts into water. Yes. So, there are many changes that are occurring in our surrounding. Some changes are very slow to notice, okay. Some changes they are very fast and randomly they are occurring in nature. So, in this scenario we can classify the changes which are happening around us chemically in two ways. One, we can say a physical change, and another one is a chemical change. Now, what do you understand by a physical change? So, if you have seen water, okay, you have observed water. Water, if you cool it, it convert into ice. Yes, if you cool water, it convert into ice, and ice if you heat it, it convert into water, and water again heat you supply, then what it will be, it converts into water vapor. Now, in all these three, water, ice or water vapor, all the composition of all the thing is same, that is same water, H2O. Okay, all they have same chemical composition, but only there is a change in the state of a body. This is one example. Another example, if you take a piece of paper and if you burn it, what will happen? It will convert into ashes, and this ash which is formed after burning the paper, can you convert it back to the same form as it was earlier in the paper? No, you cannot convert. So, some changes which can be reversed, okay, which we can reverse it, we can get it back, but there are some changes which we cannot reverse it usually. Okay. So, in this way we can say changes, one can be reversed, one cannot be reversed. In one, new substance will be formed, in another no new substance is formed. So, the changes which are occurring can be divided into physical change and a chemical change. So, physical changes are those changes which are temporary, okay, which are very temporary, which are occurring for some period of time. Their chemical composition is not changed, only physical state may be changed. Their state may be changed, either solid to liquid or liquid to gas. It is changed for temporary, again we can get it back, okay, in which no new substance is formed. Okay. So, that type of changes where no new substance is formed and generally reversible are known as physical change. Okay. And those changes in which new substance is formed, okay, and the new substance have the chemical composition and the properties different from that of the things by which it is made up of, okay, which is it is made formed of. That things or the changes will remain for longer period of time, or it will remain forever. We cannot reverse it usually. Sometimes some chemical changes can be reversed, but most of the time usually we cannot reverse the things which we have already formed. Okay. So, in this way we can classify the physical change and chemical change. In a chemical change, example like when you make a tea, okay, when you make a tea, you take tea leaves, water, milk, sugar and other things which increases the quality of tea. So, there we are mixing it in a container, we boil it, we supply heat, and after that tea is prepared and a cup of tea is served to you. Okay. But can we get it back the same things from the tea cup? The tea is there in the cup. Can you get it back the things by which we have made the tea? No, we cannot make it in the same, we cannot get it back to the same thing. So, that is a chemical change. So, the new thing which is formed is completely different from the things which it is made up of. Okay. So, like tea, prepared tea has different taste from the tea leaves, it is different from the sugar and different from the water and other things. So, it has different taste. So, it is chemically changed, okay, its composition is changed. So, that type of changes is known as chemical change, and the change in which no new substance is formed and usually reversible, that type of changes is called physical change. Okay. So, in our surrounding many changes, and that changes are of chemical change or physical change. Okay. Now, through the slide, let us see what are their characteristic and their definition too. Okay. Please slide, first slide. So, first let us study about the physical change. Okay. What is a physical change? Now, physical change is a temporary change and usually reversible change in which no new substance is formed. So, there you have to categorize their temporary, that word that should be clear, that temporary means for short period of time we can get it back, okay, temporary, short time, and usually reversible means that can be reversed again we can get it back, okay, and in which no new substance, no new means chemically there is no new substances formed, the composition will remain same. So, example here, changing of ice into water. So, ice chemical formula H2O and water is also H2O, chemically both of them are same, okay, and water can again be converted back into ice if we condense it, okay. So, this is a physical change. Now, what are the characteristic of physical change? So, first characteristic which in the definition itself it was there, the physical changes are temporary changes. So, first characteristic, it is a temporary change, and second, what is that? They are reversible change, okay, they are reversible changes, that means they can be reversed, and third, in these changes no new substance are formed. So, all these things are there itself in the definition. So, these are the characteristic of the physical change, and the other one is, in this change only the physical properties are changed, but the chemical composition of the substance remains the same, okay. So, what are all these? These are about the physical change. So, you can see the definition as well as the characteristic of physical change in this slide, okay. Now, in next slide you will see about the chemical change, okay, in next slide, okay, chemical change. So, Now, another type of change is a chemical change, as we have discussed. So, what is the definition? So, let us go. Chemical change is a permanent change and usually irreversible. Okay, permanent change and usually irreversible change in which new substances with new properties are formed. Okay, so that is permanent, irreversible, new substance. So, in that definition, this 3 point should be clear. So, that is permanent means again we cannot get it back usually. Usually irreversible, okay, means mostly they will not be again reformed from which they are made up of, and they are formed with the new property. For example, formation of curd from milk. So, curd is prepared from the milk, and from curd we cannot get it back milk. So, once the milk is converted into curd, we cannot get it back into the milk from the curd. So, that is why it is a permanent change, and permanent changes are known as chemical changes. Okay. And what are the characteristics of chemical change? Okay, look at there. So, you can see in the slide chemical changes are permanent changes. So, physical is there. So, you got it. So, chemical changes are permanent change. They are usually irreversible change, and in this change new substances are formed. New substances are formed. In these changes the physical properties, the chemical properties, the chemical composition of the substance are changed. And fourth point, in these changes the amount of substance is changed and the energy is either absorbed or evolved. In a chemical change, sometimes to carry out the chemical reaction or the chemical changes, we have to supply the heat or we have to supply the energy, and sometime when that changes occurs, it releases energy into the surrounding or into the chemical reaction. Okay, while doing the chemical solution or the reaction, it will be released. So, that is about the chemical change. Okay, now next let us go to other slide where we will see what are the differences between the chemical change and physical change. So, the differences between the physical and chemical changes are given as follows. So, this is also the differences which comes in your exam also. So, once see, so it is very simple, as you have already studied about the properties as well as the definition you have learnt, then you can write easily. So, first difference it is showing here, it is one physical change and another chemical change. First point, if you see, in a physical change it is a temporary change, and in chemical change you can say it is a permanent change. And in second point, physical change no new substances are formed, and in chemical changes new substances are formed. And third, it is usually reversible, it can be reversed, whereas chemical changes cannot be reversed. And fourth point, change in mass is not seen. Generally what happens in physical change, there is no change in the mass of an that changes substance, like state is changed. So, there is no change in the mass, the mass remains same, but in case of chemical change there is change in the mass also seen. So, this is the difference between the physical and chemical change. Okay. Now, in next slide you will see what is chemical reaction. Okay. So, what is chemical reaction? So, this is the topic of the lesson itself. Okay, what is chemical reaction? So, just now we have studied about the physical change and chemical change. So, in this chapter we will study about the chemical changes. We will focus only on the chemical changes which are occurring in our surrounding, or we will study this topic. Okay. So, look at here you can see the definition of the chemical reaction. So, here chemical reaction can be defined as the process by which a chemical change takes place is called a chemical reaction. The process by which, the process by which a chemical change. So, whatever the chemical changes are occurring in nature, if we can show that process, that process, that is known as the chemical reaction. Now, it is in a chemical reaction, it is formed by either addition, we can add some, for example, when you make tea, what do you do? Water is added with tea leaves, you add sugar, so you are adding, so in that addition is there, as well as decomposition. Sometimes you make one substance and from one substance many substances are formed, it is decomposed, it is decomposed, then that is known as the decomposition. So, chemical change can be represented by addition, that is combining the substances together, the new thing is formed after that. Sometimes from a single thing two or more substances are formed. So, in that case addition is there. In addition way, by combining you can get new substance, or by single thing you can get other thing, many two or more things are new things are formed with new properties are formed. So, that is one. Sometimes there is displacement, one of the compound element they replace the other, like that, sometimes acid base. So, there are different way by which chemical changes occur, and if that process is represented, then it is known as the chemical reaction. The process by which we are showing it, that is called chemical reaction. So, while studying about the chemical reaction, we represent that chemical reaction by using the symbols and the mathematical operator and other sign to represent it. So, that thing, the process or the method or the mechanism by which we are showing the chemical changes through the chemical reaction is known as the chemical equation. That is known as chemical equation. And the chemical equation or a chemical reaction involves two things. One, it involves reactant. So, there involves two parts, one is reactant and another is product. So, during a chemical change, the two terms that you will come across, that are, one is reactant and another one is product. Understood? So, reactant, what does it mean? Reactant means those substances which undergo chemical change. For example, if you take H2 plus O2, it gives H2O. Generally only C. Here hydrogen is reacting, you can say reacting with oxygen to give water. So, this is what? This is all the chemical change. This is a chemical change, where hydrogen is reacting with oxygen to give water. Okay, here this is a chemical change. Same chemical change, what we can do, we can write in short by using the word. Okay, by using the word we can write this same chemical change like hydrogen. In short we are writing to make that chemical change in a understanding manner, okay, easy manner. So how we write? We write hydrogen plus, here plus is written. So here plus implies to react, means it is reacting, it is added, it is mixed. So here operator plus is indicating that reacting is in this word. Okay, hydrogen reacting with oxygen or react with oxygen, you can write. Okay, so hydrogen react with oxygen, so plus oxygen give, to give. Okay, to give, gives means in this we can write this arrow sign that indicate that these two things are mixed together, reacted together to form a new substance, and that new substance is to give, is written like this in this operator. And what is that product? The product is water. Okay, so this is the chemical change which are represented by using the words. The main chemicals which are involved in it, they are written in the words, and other things that is added by using the operator. Okay, the signs, symbols we can say. So here hydrogen, you can read this same thing word in word, it may be grammatical mistake. Okay, but here if you write it in simple manner, you can understand. That is the language of chemistry. Okay, this is the language of chemistry by which you can understand what is written. Okay, mostly we don't give emphasis on the how grammatically we are writing in chemistry, or mainly sometime in science in other part also, but this is the language of chemistry where the chemical reaction or the chemical change which is written in this manner can be represented or sorted in the small thing, small part. Okay, so that is hydrogen plus oxygen react with water. Okay, so same thing, this is called word equation. What we call? We call word equation. Okay, word. So it is using the word we are representing, that is word equation. Already I have told, if the chemical changes are shown with the help of symbols, that is called chemical equation, and this chemical equation, if we are using the word, that is called word equation. And here same thing I have written by using their molecular formula. Okay, here hydrogen is written as H2, oxygen is written as O2, and water is written as H2O. This we have already discussed earlier in previous chapter, isn't it? So this H2 is hydrogen, and we know that H2 is a diatomic element. So while writing the chemical equation or chemical reaction, only H we are not writing, as we have already studied in previous chapter. Yes, so O2 is written as same because O2 is the also what? Diatomic element. Now H2O, how it is formed? Hydrogen and oxygen. What is the valency of hydrogen? 1. Okay, what is the valency of oxygen? 2. So if you cross it, what do we get? H2O. So if we know the things by which new substance is formed, then easily we can find. So here, now you concentrate here. Here these two terms, this reactant means these two things, it is reactant. Why? This is because hydrogen and oxygen, they are undergoing a change. They will lose their properties and new substance is formed out there. This substance is new, which is formed when there is a change in the hydrogen and oxygen properties. Okay. So there are many conditions which is necessary for to go undergo change, that we will study in the next topic or next day, or in higher classes you will study. Same chapter is there in class 10 also. So you can go through this chapter of class 10 also to understand better. Okay. Okay. So the things which undergoes, or those substance which undergo a chemical change, they are known as the reactant. And the thing which is formed after the reaction has occurred, a new substance with the different properties as the reactant is formed, that product, that thing which is produced there, water, that is what? The product. Okay, that is the product. So this manner you can understand what is reactant and what is product. Okay. So in this expression, okay, representation, language of chemistry, you see hydrogen plus oxygen gives water. Okay, you understand this much. And here sometime other things are also used, state, gas, liquid, or solid, that is also mentioned. But just to see here, if you see here hydrogen atom, how many in this side? What this side? Left hand side. What is there in the left hand side? Reactant are written. On the your right hand side, what is written there? That is product. Okay. So this is called reactant side and this is called the product side. Now see how many number of atoms is there in this side of hydrogen? Only 2. And what is there in that other side, that is in the product side? 2. What is this? What is the number of oxygen here? 2. And what is the number of oxygen out there in the product side? 1. So here, okay, hydrogen number of atom is equal on both sides, but oxygen number of atom on the left and the right is not equal. So in that situation, in this condition, this type of chemical equation where number of atom present in the reactant side is not equal to the number of atom on the product side, that is the condition, or that type of chemical equation you can say is a unbalanced chemical equation. It is not balanced. Number of atom is not balanced. Okay. So for that we have to balance it by doing simple method, heat and trial method. Okay. That we will discuss later on, if possible to discuss. Okay. In next class we may discuss it. Okay. So for time being, I just do randomly to make it equal. What I have to do? I have to put the value, either I have to multiply the number of atom by putting either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that number in the coefficient of reactant side or the product side where is not equal. Okay. So while balancing there is a procedure that we will discuss later. So to you make, I will write here 2 here, suppose, because oxygen was here 2 and oxygen was here only 1. So to make it 2, I have kept 2 here in the coefficient. So when I keep 2 here, hydrogen becomes 4 but oxygen become 2. Now previously oxygen was here 2, here was 1, so that was fulfilled, but when I kept 2 here, hydrogen has become 4 and hydrogen is here 2. So, it is not again not balanced. Now, again what I will do? I will try and I will keep 1 or 2 here. I will keep 2 here. So, 2 2s are 4, 2 2s are 4, 2 2 1s are 2. In this way it is balanced. So, about this, about balanced, so now it become the balanced chemical equation. Earlier it was unbalanced, now it is balanced. So, balanced chemical equation means the type of chemical equation where the number of atom present in the product side is in the reactant side is equal to the number of atom present in the product side. Okay. So, about this balancing we will discuss in coming classes. Okay. For time being, you understand all these things. Okay. And if you do have any problem, okay, then you can consult your respective teacher or to me. You can mail it. Okay. You can write comment. Okay. In that comment, if you need my help, I will help you out. Okay. So, for today this much for chemical reaction. So, hope you will put your efforts to the study in this critical situation. Okay. We have to join all together. We need the help of all triangle, that is guardian, student, teachers. So, we all have to come together to uplift ourselves in this critical situation which is worldwide. Okay. By saying this much, hope you will be well and you will cooperate with us. For today this much. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe.